Hello, everybody, and welcome to Suddenly. Yeah, it's suddenly Saturday, and I am not even ready for Saturday. I have been running around like a chicken with her head cut off all morning, and I'm just glad I could bring the message to everyone. There's a lot of stuff going on out there in the world. I don't know if anybody's paying attention, but we need to use our basic instinct on everything that's going on right now because our intuition also is really important at this point, and we've been being reminded all the time about the intuition because that will never steer you wrong if you listen. So, we got some interesting cards last night at Magical Midnight. And I noticed that some of the cards that have been coming out came out again. We got the counselor again. And the counselor is a number 12, which goes down to a 3, which is the divine. It's like a divine message. And the counselor is trying to literally tell us something. And I'm feeling it because I notice his forehead is a heart and it's lit up. His heart space is a heart and it's lit up. Source is watching him. He is surrounded just by energy. And he's also got two whales right here. He's flowing. But he is also trying to give us a message because we have to seek objective counsel. And it's a time of questioning and mixed emotions. And yes, that's what I just said. We have to use our basic intuition right now. We can't let our emotions get confused and mixed up right now because we have to listen here, is what he always tells us. He's the counselor of water, and he represents one who stands high, an elder, an advisor, a wise man, or a wise woman the king or queen calls upon to discuss their feelings regarding a situation or experience of concern. Now, we have to realize that everybody has a different perception on things. What we might feel as something that is innocent, someone else might feel that it wasn't innocent. So we have to really think about what we're doing before we do it. It's like that step back and kind of marinate on it for a little while until you react or respond. I get that we're all loving, some of us aren't, some of us, it's just a mix match of everything. And the emotions are a mix match. The perception of things is a mix match. So we have to really be receptive, not rejecting, or feeling preventing you from a solution. Because sometimes when we get hurt, we don't want to know the solution. We just want to hurt. So we have to remember that everything is an opinion. It's somebody else's perception on the whole situation. So we need to step back and think about it. A lack of empathy, you got to, it's like an emotional, complex situation. When the counselor appears in a reading, she symbolizes a need to be empathetic and objective when dealing with emotionally complex situations, if you can. Look beyond the words being spoken to see the emotions behind them. If you cannot, the counselor asks that you seek out the wisdom of someone who can. There may also be a time approaching that will require you to keep your emotions in check, especially if they are confused. If you are feeling reactive or challenged, talking it through might help you to make sense of your feelings and provide you with answers. If you act without taking the step, your mixed or confused emotions may muddy the waters further. Um, yeah, people are reacting to things. And it's not the same reaction as maybe you might have. We have to remember that every reaction is different. On the counselor, we got a number 19, which was the sun. Let me pull this beautiful card out. to number 19, which is an 8, which is infinity. Uh, Appreciate your deserved success and this special time of rest and recuperation. Enjoy feeling safe and appreciate the harmony that is around you. Growth, children, joy, protection, holidays, success, contentment. This card is a joyful, positive card that predicts happiness and time for well-deserved relaxation. If life has been stressful lately, the sun is a welcome sign that the pressure will end and you'll finally be able to unwind. You may be spending time with children or finding your inner child, doing whatever pleases you and brings you fulfillment. The sun also predicts holidays and trips, and you find peace and contentment in a place that nurtures and inspires you. The sun favors creative pursuits too, so you may turn your attention to hobbies and creative projects now which will flourish. Yeah, this is a beautiful card. The counselor is just something to think about. We are going into a beautiful time, but there is complications also where people are getting the wrong perception on something that's going on. And that is understandable. You know, coffee and cards, I'm getting used to this. I love this. And because it's been chilly, it's actually 70 today. It's actually nice. But because I've been running around like not since early this morning and it's already 3 o'clock and I'm just winding down, I needed some coffee. So I figured coffee and cards was the perfect thing. Now we got the Ten of Fire, and I love this card. This is mastery of both craft and self. Take command of yourself and life. Take responsibility for your actions. Do not be a slave to outside forces. Order, structure, and simplicity. Be disciplined and dedicated. Stop making excuses. Act. You can do anything you set your mind to as long as you act upon it. The Ten of Fire appears for two purposes. The first is to remind you that a master is only a master of self and the tools he wields. He is master to no other. Therefore, be careful not to extend your desire for control onto others, nor expect them to be as disciplined. You exhibit the self-control of a true master by letting go of the need to control others. Everyone is different. Okay. I just talked about this. That's amazing. I guess the channeled messages are really coming through. Just, the energy from the cards when I'm shuffling, doing my midnight meditation, and the cards are just flying out. And I'm seeing them fly out. And I pretty much know somewhat what they're going to say because I feel that energy that needs to be said. I love that. Everyone is different, and some work to their best ability in a manner that seems random, chaotic, and lacking in any real purpose or direction. Do not attempt to impose the same limits and restrictions you are willing to embrace upon yourself. The second reason for its appearance, is to tell you remove the words I cannot from your vocabulary and to monitor your inner dialogue for defeatist or pessimistic beliefs. You will not succeed if you believe you will fail before you have even tried. Instead, do whatever you set your mind, body, and spirit to do, and you will succeed even when you fail, because failure offers knowledge. Use that knowledge to formulate a new plan or direction. Use that knowledge to determine if you should embrace a different or less conventional or rigid way of working. That's really a good card because, and I like the way it put it. My dad always said he was a worker, he was a strong man, and he always said there's no such word as can't. And I used to get I'm like, well, it's in the dictionary. No, it's not. Can't is not in the dictionary, he said. And he always used that philosophy on us kids because you don't want to keep saying, I can't. Then it gets repetition. And that's all you think about in your mind is you can't. So if you think that there is no word in the dictionary as can't, and you can, then that's a better perspective to have, I think, than you can't. There's no such word as can't, according to my father. And let's just go with that because he's 90 and he's pretty smart. He's still alive and he's doing okay, but he's a very intelligent man, and I would listen to him. The Six of Wands, this is your time to shine, so don't hold back. You deserve every success. The Six brings brilliant success as a result of hard work and resilience. Others will appreciate your shining light, and you may receive special acknowledgement for your work, attending a presentation, graduation ceremony, or prize giving, for example. You may also receive a financial reward to help you celebrate. An additional meaning of this card is an offer of love for a new romance to a proposal of marriage. That's a good card because we should shine. It is our time to shine. And I completely agree with that card. The other card we got was the 13 Queen of Water, and that goes down to a 4. The Queen of Water symbolizes a gentle, empathetic soul who possesses a keen sense of intuition. She is loving, compassionate, and always kind. She knows when something is wrong, when a friend is hurting and in need of comfort or counsel. She is naturally in tune with her emotions and the emotions of those around her. It is this natural connection and gentleness that draws people to her. She is empathetic and would never consider being deliberately cruel or unkind. She is generous and giving of herself to a fault. Only by having and maintaining healthy boundaries does this watery queen protect herself from becoming drained. Her ability to intuitively see and know is her greatest strength. She looks beyond the surface to what lies within the subconscious, seeing the emotions of old that influence the present. She can sense the mood of a moment of the undercurrent that flow through a room full of people. And because she can read others' emotions with ease, she can often distinguish truth from falsehood. That sounds like me. Really, yeah, I can really read emotions. This knowledge empowers with it. The ever romantic Queen of Water can often offer the perfection solution practically in matters of the heart. She believes in the power of love, but is also wise and knows that relationships need to be nurtured and maintained. That emotional honesty is key, as it is willingness to share our feelings. When we share our true feelings, we make ourselves vulnerable, but be willing to do so shows both courage and strength. Is this queen a part of your nature? Is there someone in your life who needs or would benefit from your help and loving support? Or is it you who needs to seek out a like energy in your life for healing and guidance? When the Queen of Water appears in your card, she signifies a very affirming and positive energy, for she is the epitome of love in all of its forms. Take heart and know that bright days are ahead. I love that card. And, I love this card because the crab, which is right at her heart space, is a heart and it's glowing with energy. And she's got the turtles. She's got Source watching over her. She is a beautiful, intuitive uh, water queen and teacher. So we also got the magician with that one. And it's a number 1, and it's manifestation. Time is now. Take action and you will find success. The magician looks directly into your eyes to ask, what can you make happen? All the conditions for your future success are perfect. So now is the right time to take action. You have the resources and talents to attract whatever you want, from a new relationship to a business enterprise, project, or trip. Above all, the magician sees you in the creative flow of life, full of energy and purpose. Communication speeds up when the magician appears, so you may find you're talking and texting more than usual, and at work, pressing your ideas. You also find that others support your efforts. Yeah, that's a great card. The Magician, and we are trying to manifest our reality, and we all need to really work on that. Meditation is a very important part of any yogi or shaman or spiritual person. And when I started meditating, it was so hard. I kid you not, it was really hard. But you know what I did? I just put it in my mind, that word of my father. There's no such word as can't. So I just kept practicing every night when I went to bed. I would just work on clearing my mind, clearing my mind. And even if I couldn't clear my mind, I would try to affirm the gratitude and the love that I had for that day and every day, and just tried to clear out old baggage. So finally, it was probably maybe about 3 months. I finally was able to zero everything out when I was in meditation. And it was so nice because I could actually hear my mind when you can't get into meditation, and everybody knows this, and your mind is clicking through a million things and of the outside world, of the 3D world, and you can't go into the 4 or the 5D space of your mind, of your subconscious. Um, Sooner or later, you will be able to tune it out. You have to tune it out. That's the whole thing. You have to tune out this level of awaken, the 3D, and you have to tune into the spiritual. And once you tune in, it's like, I remember when I was younger, if you're younger, you might not remember this, but years ago, we didn't have TV all night. And I think it was like midnight or 1 o'clock. The TV would just go to fuzz. Shh. And that kind of reminds me what it's like when you can't get into meditation. Other than it's not just fuzz. It's just like when that fuzz appeared, you're not watching anything. There's nothing there. It's just fuzz and noise. So you couldn't put that out of your mind. You'd have to turn the TV off. So that's what it's like with the 3D world. It's like you have to turn the 3D world off. It's like the TV. You have to turn it off because you're a frequency. And those frequencies, I used to have the radio playing at night when I went to bed, and I couldn't meditate because I had background noise and commercials and everything else. So you have to, unless you have like flute music or meditation music where there's no words and just music, just the instrument, that would be okay because you can tune, there's nothing being programmed into your subconscious like words, like commercials and song lyrics and things like that. And if the TV's on, you have everything going into your subconscious while you're sleeping. So you have to shut the TV off, shut the radio off, shut all the baloney off, and you have to take yourself into somewhere else. And if you take yourself into somewhere else, I started out, this was my philosophy. I'm going to go to the beach. I love the beach. I love the ocean. So I'll go to the beach. I'll put my mind at the beach and I'll start to meditate. I'll be able to clear my mind. So I'm at the beach and I'm, listening to the waves and I'm watching the waves and I see seagulls and I see seashells and I see all kinds of little distractions. A park, people, I was writing this whole scenario into my meditation, which I shouldn't have did because I don't want to concentrate on the people in the park and the seagulls and the seashells. I want to concentrate on just what I'm doing. So then I ended up going into like a room that was like crystal, no door, you just walk in. And it was all like windows. There was nothing in there unless I wanted it. If I could manifest something in there, I could. But I didn't want anything in this room. I just wanted to be able to walk in this room and have rainbows everywhere from the crystals in the windows. So that's what I envisioned, just rainbows and crystals, and walk into a glass room. And as I just meditated and just let the light flow around me and not thinking of the light, but just let it flow around me and tune out to everything, I was able to actually walk into the room, start my meditation, and go into my astro travel and walk out of the other door. It was like a door open. I walked in, I went into my meditation, and then I ended up seeing like clouds where I could walk out the other door, like a different dimension. And I would walk out the other door, and that's where either my hover scooter was. I call it a hover scooter because it was flying, or a disc that I just floated around on and went into different dimensions. So I have done that. And I have had the dream that the silver cord is attached, so we do not, my parents used to do the astro travel and they'd go into meditation. And if we knocked on the door, and they always said, if you suddenly knock on my door, I may not come into my body, back into my body. So I was always kind of worried about that. So when I started doing the astro travel and the dream journey, I realized that I seen that we were connected with a silver cord, that it will bring you back to your body. So there for a while, it was really funny. I had told a bunch of people this. There for a while when I was in my dreams, because I'm always in foreign countries. I was in Italy, I was in Milan, I was in Venice, I was in all kinds of places. I noticed that when my body that was laying in this bed that I was out of had to go to the bathroom or something, or itch or something like that, what I was doing in my dream is I was running around to all bathrooms in my dream trying to find a bathroom that I could go to because I had to pee. So what was happening in my dreams, I'm in astro travel dream and my real body has to go to the bathroom. So I was getting to the point where I was running around all these cities looking for a bathroom in my dream. And every bathroom I went into was filthy. It was horrible. I mean, I could not use it. It was just the water was flowing, toilet paper. I mean, it was just bad. So I couldn't use any of the bathrooms in my dream. So I got to the point where I had to go, my physical body had to go so bad. I had to pee so bad that I had to wake myself up and come back into my body. And by the time I got back into my body, I'm running for the toilet because I was so busy looking for it in my dream because it was so real. Because you can feel things and sensations in your body, even though you're out of it and you're astro traveling. So that was really an interesting, I thought I'd share that with you guys because I haven't really shared a lot of my dream journey, which I'm gonna, and my astro travel journey because I've had a lot and I've got a lot of notes and I've kept a lot of dream journal um, notations and my dreams. And some of them I don't even have to write down. I can completely remember it. And I was talking to my husband a lot, and what's weird about my dreams is they're either happening in the now or they're going to happen in the future. Like people that I meet in my dreams, I've met in my reality, like a year or a half a year or 2 years after the fact that I dreamt about them. So that happens. I dreamt that I was going to hit the lottery one time, and I put more money on a pick three that I was playing. And 3 days later, I won straight and I hit for $1,100. So, yeah, I have predicted things that were going to happen in my future and my present. I can see things that are happening in my present sometimes. But usually, when I have a dream, it's going to happen in a later because it's already happened. I've already been there, but I'm remembering it here and it's going to be recreated kind of. So that is interesting also because when I get warnings, then I kind of know that something's going to happen. Now, me and my husband were talking last night and I know that I know they're going to have the fake alien thing. I know they're going to do, that Project Bluebeam. And we've been talking about it. Now they're talking about the Nephilims, the giants. And that was back in Moses's day, the parting of the Red Sea and stuff. What's weird about that is I don't remember my nightmares usually, if I have nightmares. And I had a dream a couple years ago about a giant. And I was back in Pennsylvania and I was literally, it was destroying things. It was so giant. I could see it over the trees coming. And I was trying to get away from it. And the car that I was in, I was with a bunch of people and he wasn't going nowhere. We were going to die. So it was an interesting because I met someone here that was in that dream and she remembers saying go, go, because she was riding in the car after I told her. She said, oh, and she finished the dream. So she remembered that dream and she was with me and I had met her. Real nice girl. But now they're talking about the giants. And my husband says, well, you had a dream a couple of years ago about a giant. And I said, yes, I did. He says, could that have anything to do with it? I said, yes, it could. It may not be a destruction thing because I was scared of it and running, but it might be a fact that we are going to start seeing some giants, some Nephilims, 8, 9, or 9, 10 feet tall people. And they did exist at one time. You can see them in pictures of history. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, I did have a dream of a giant. And if they want to call them Nephilims, then that's what it was. Now, the Two of Earth come out, and I love this card. This is a balancing work and play. She's juggling. As you see, she's juggling eggs. She's wide awake. She's got her medicine bag. She's got her little pink heart right there. Her eyes are wide open, and she's got Source right over her. And she's juggling everything, balancing responsibility and personal needs. Be open and compromise. Be confident but grounded. Stress, anxiety, fatigue, failure to manifest desired outcomes, and inability to focus, neglect of self and others. All these are symptoms of being overburdened and overwhelmed. Too many responsibilities and goals can result in you feeling overwhelmed and weighed down. Distractions, procrastination, and the failure to meet commitments may create conflict with those around you. An unwillingness or inability to focus on what is truly important will manifest in less than desirable outcomes. When the Two of Earth appears, it represents a need to take stock and to prioritize. It is time to decide what it is that is truly important to you and put all else aside. If you do not, you may lose the very thing that mattered the most to you. I see that because, my life is like that. It's real hectic. And I do these readings because I enjoy them and I know that I have to come out because I know too much. I have to teach and I have to be taught by other people. So I'm always willing to listen and learn. And I think everybody should do that. I'm not perfect and I channel messages because I need to channel messages. And the one that came out with the Two of Earth was balance, justice. And what's interesting about her is that's what it was, the balancing of everything, the personal and the job and it all, the kid, the husband, or the wife, all of it for male and female, all of the chaos. Balance. Take a practical approach if you need to make a decision. Go with what is realistic rather than idealistic. The solution doesn't need to be perfect, just workable. If a decision that affects you is made by others, accept it. It's the best they can do at this time. Calm, decision, integrity, truth, support, and vindication. That's what balance is. And a couple other cards came out after that. And we got the victory. Where'd you go? It'll be victory when I find it. Yay. The Ace of Swords we got. And I think we got that the other day too. I'm not sure because we got a lot of aces. Use your intelligence and victory is yours. We really need to think more and use more of our intuition instead our third dimension thoughts because a lot of those are wrong. We got the Fool, new beginnings. This was the last card that we got, and the tarot kept popping out. Look before you leap, and if you like what you see, dive right in. Yeah, risk, innocence, departure, new pathways, discovery, journeys, starting over. We're all going through that. We're all shifting. It is the awakening. Like I said yesterday, you can't stop it. It's going to happen, whether we like it or not. There's been a revolution. We're going into this is basically a revival revolution. It's spiritual, it's mental, it's good against the bad, it's political, it's medical, it's everything. I mean, it's everything. And until it winds down, we have to try to get balanced. We have to work on self. Self is very, very, very important. And What's interesting about these cards that came out in the Practical Magic today? Uh, the first one we got was the sixth, the Solar Strength. And this is a beautiful card. Actually, we have a sunflower growing, and there's one down the road on the side of the road. There's a sunflower blooming. It's beautiful. And sunflowers, sunflowers, if you plant enough, they help radioactive. They purify everything. So sunflowers are beautiful. And the lion is amazing. This is total strength. Look at her. She's beautiful. She's got energy in her hand. He's got energy behind him, like the sun. And he's got energy in his hand down here. That's a beautiful card. Embrace, focus, motivation, and manifestation, connecting with your fiery willpower and confidence to take action and fuel change. We are all a dance of polarities, a combination of sun and moon, yin and yang, and masculine and feminine energy. These qualities ebb and flow within us, and we may naturally embody some traits more than others. We can also choose to consciously amplify our expression of certain traits. So-called masculine energy, also described as sun, solar, or yang energy, is a powerful force associated with strength, confidence, logic, focus, and clarity. It's about doing rather than thinking, taking action, being assertive, analytical, and goal-oriented, and focusing on outward wisdom rather than introspection and intuition. This energy is active, outward, and external, full of heat, vitality, willpower, and purpose. Solar energy is associated with the life-given power of the sun and the way it warms and illuminates the world. When this card appears, it's a message that your current situation will benefit from you invoking and embodying some solar energy, which will spark creative abundance and, most importantly, action. It indicates that this is a time to sit down and figure out exactly what you want to achieve. Then break it down into easily actionable steps and follow them until you reach your goal. Intuition and going within is important. But in this instant, the best result will come from being clear and decisive, jumping in, committing to the results, and carrying out the physical, practical work to make it happen. This card encourages you to set boundaries and embrace qualities such as protection, passion, physical, intellect, reasoning, and logic. In your current situation, structure and order is a strength. Planning is a positive, and you must remain focused on the outcome, avoiding any distraction that are trying to halt your progress. Now is the time to embrace action, motivation, and manifestation, to take your hopes and dreams out of the etheric and anchor them in reality, to incorporate your dreaming and dreaminess into the world, express your ideas in a tangible form, and create something physical that represents your inner self. Tapping into the masculine energy of the earth and acknowledging your own masculine energy, regardless of gender, is healthy and necessary. Embrace rather than fear the strength and raw power of this energy and use it to fuel action, achieve goals, and move forward in your life. Connecting with solar energy will help you manifest your dreaming into reality. Connect to your rational mind and channel your inner knowing and emotions into practical means. This is the way of the warrior of light, who is passionate, consistent, and focused, filled with willpower and intention, and who never stops fighting for the things they believe in. Welcome this side of yourself, give thanks to it, and allow it to strengthen your intentions, burn away lethargy and procrastination, and ignite the energy and power of action. Love that card. That is an action card. That is a masculine card. And I've been saying we need to incorporate our masculine and feminine within, no matter what sex you are. That is not about sexual. That is about oneness. It's been such a long day. This is actually refreshing to me. It's like a deep breath of learning and wisdom and energy and magical. I love magic. I love the word magical. I think everything should be magical. I think every day should just be magical. Wouldn't it be wonderful? Um, we got Lady Avalon again. 18, which is a 9, set boundaries. We are getting a lot of boundaries. We are getting a lot of masculine. Masculine are better at setting boundaries than the feminine aspect of us. So I'm assuming that you've got to kind of kick in your masculine when you're setting your boundaries. Having clear boundaries, guarding your time, and being able to say no is an honoring of yourself and will protect you from burnt resentment and despair. You don't, hopefully, need to wield a sword to defend yourself, but it is vital that you put limits on your time and set boundaries on your personal space and energy. Your time is precious and your energy is finite, and you must respect yourself and your time before anyone else will. Developing boundaries and enforcing them will create freedom for you with more energy, time, and self respect, and will result in more enjoyment of what you do choose to do. Allowing others to take advantage of your precious time can lead to exhaustion and resentment, and saying yes when your heart is screaming no, dismissing you. This doesn't mean you should refuse to ever do anything for anyone or never respond when friends ask for help or turn down every opportunity you're offered. You should absolutely say yes when you want to do something, but don't be all of it. Don't say yes every time. This card indicates that you need to put some boundaries in. We really must be setting, we need to set some boundaries because we got this card 2 days in a row and boundaries were in the other card too. Place or start saying no for the sake of your own health and well being. And it's a reminder to never feel guilty for prioritizing your time, your family and friends, your passion projects, or whatever it is that is most important to you. Yeah, because you have to have enough energy for what you need. And if you put all your energy for what everybody else needs, you aren't going to have time for your needs. And I love this card. We have never got this card. This is another 9. We had a 9. We had a 9. So we also have a message from the 9s. This is Merlin's Temple. Now is a wonderful time to study, find a mentor, seek the wisdom of elders, and search for answers outside of yourself. Today, there is a wealth of wise and compassionate teachers around the world offering their time and wisdom in so many ways. Elders from many different traditions are coming forward to share their culture and historical knowledge. There's an abundance of easily accessible books, workshops, and courses in a wide range of subjects, from the practical motivational arena to the spiritual, religious, and magical, and the occult, deeply mystical traditions and mysteries that have long been secret or accessible to only a few are now widely available. And there has been an inspiring increase in online education offerings that can be assessed no matter where on this beautiful planet you live. This card is a message that you will benefit from seeking knowledge or answers from an outside source for the issue you're currently facing. This is not to cast aspiration or your capabilities. You are deeply intuitive with immense wisdom within, but sometimes a new perspective on a situation can make a huge difference, revealing something you're not able to see. So ask for help or search out guidance you haven't yet considered. Go to the library and browse the shelves. Ask a friend for recommendations on teachers or facilitators you might resonate with, or begin a course, apprenticeship, or study program in an area that fascinates and intrigues you. This seeking of outer wisdom will be deeply healing to you, opening you up to new possibilities in wonderful new ways, and could even lead to a new career, hobby, or passion you want to pursue. This card is a reminder to respect the elders of your community and to look a little deeper into the wisdom they've always offered you. Also, a great time to honor your ancestors, to search out information about where you come from, and to soak up the wisdom of the age. Are there people you work with or encounter regularly you've overlooked who may have something to share with you? Too often, those with rich life experience and hard-won insight are disconnected or ignored. Now is the time to look past the stereotypes and appreciate them. If their views are surprising or strange at first, don't dismiss them. If outright, ponder their words, mull over their guidance, allow your beliefs to be challenged by things you'd never consider. What they offer may seem valuable, or maybe you'll learn just as much in disagreeing with them. By discovering what doesn't work for you or why you think the way you do, stay open to learn and growing always. I really like that card. That is a good idea. Elders, I can sit there and listen to some of these elder stories. My father is a very good storyteller. He's got a story for every day. He could tell you a fishing story, a hunting story, a living story, a spiritual story. He could tell you a story. Okay, now the Soul Helper Oracle. We got a number 5. It's time for a change. Do not wait or put off decisions any longer. And this is a beautiful card. She's got the tattoo, she's got the butterfly. She's just reminiscing about she's ready for a change. Everything within you is calling out for change, as is your soul. New momentum. I got an itch. Itchy nose, itchy eye. Okay. Break down any rigid structures that can restrict you and hold you back. Begin with changes that are easy for you, such as cleaning the house or throwing out old things that you no longer need. Ask the hairdresser for a different haircut or buy yourself something new to wear. Do something daring, something crazy, something that you have always wanted to do. Then find some like-minded people to share it. Change is more fun if you enjoy it with others who also want to alter something in their lives. Talking about it will give you further impetus and strength. Now is the time. Wait no longer. This life is too beautiful to be wasted with avoidance tactics and putting things off. Otherwise, it could pass you by unlived. Begin with simple things, and the bigger issues will change by themselves. The key is not to give up. Change something every day, and you will see how wonderful things can happen. You are standing on the threshold of a gate of light. If by embracing change, you manage to pass through this gate, it will herald the start of a whole new understanding of yourself. Be ready to face everything you find difficult to change. All the dark habits that are like pitfalls, ready to trip you up on your soul path. You hold in your hand a great opportunity with this card. Free yourself from self-imposed constraints, and you will realize that many things are not what they seem. Your helpers for the next 21 days, the power animal is the phoenix, herbal essence is pine, the healing crystal is amethyst, and the number is 5. 5 tells you that you have a deep connection with the divine source and that nothing can prevent wisdom from finding its way to you. Your current priorities are fidelity, reliability, and loyalty. Focus on them and concentrate on healing them in both the world outside and your inner world. Number 5 brings protection, giving you the freedom to act more boldly. Its energy field is centering, bringing the strength that always recognizes and recreates itself at the end of a soul path, along with meditation, belief, and insight. I really like that card. We are all going through change. We all know it. I mean, we can't hide this change. Sometimes we're like, I'm not sure what's happening, but yeah, we know it's happening. We just can't put our finger on it, what's going on. I am going to read the Messenger Oracle because we got some interesting cards out of this one. We got 3 cards, and the first one is Be Without Malice. You have been hurt, disrespected, and disappointed by others. Another has let you down or betrayed you. It is normal and natural to experience feelings of anger, hurt, and disappointment, to feel Any and all emotion is natural, but you have choice always in how you respond. Do not allow your hurt to become a source of infection. Acknowledge it, learn from it and your experiences, and then let the anger, hurt, and disappointment go. Do not allow them to inspire retaliation acts born of malice or spite. I agree with that. I love that because sometimes we get so angry with somebody and we just want to be spiteful and do something. And I really think that that is not a good thing to do. Now, remember how the other card told us about the masculine? Well, we got the masculine. Embrace the masculine. Within ourselves, there are two aspects to our nature, the masculine and the feminine. Here in the present, you need to embrace the masculine aspect of your nature and let it guide your steps. Now is time to be assertive, to act with authority and stand up for both yourself and your truths. Fight for what you believe in. Do not allow others to tell you that you must not or cannot. But remember, whilst you allow your masculine self to be dominated, you need to temper your assertiveness and determination with gentleness and compassion. Yes, that's what I keep saying. When we carry too much masculine, we don't have the compassion of the feminine, because we also got embrace the feminine. And I had to put the star over her beauty mark right there, so YouTube won't get me for nudity, her beautiful body. So embrace the feminine within ourselves. There are two aspects to our nature, the feminine and the masculine. Here in this present, you need to embrace the feminine aspect of your nature and let it guide your steps. Now is a time to be nurturing, creative, and to connect with nature, home, and heart. Listen to your intuition and emotions. Be receptive and compassionate. But remember, whilst you allow your feminine self to be dominant, you need to temper your gentleness with a fire that denies all meekness. So, what are we learning from this? How are we going to get balanced? Okay. With these two cards, how do we get balanced? I'm going to let you know. This is my philosophy on this. This is my thought. This is telling us right here that when we're trying to balance out, say me and you are having a conversation, okay? And we're in this fire, let's say a fiery conversation, and you need to pull some of your masculine out. I mean, it's not that fiery that you want to hurt somebody, but you need to do a masculine point of view, the strong point of view, but also use gentleness and compassion. Like if you give your strong point of view and someone else comes back, say a friend like me, say me, because I'm a nice person and I'm just asking something. Come back and explain yourself with the gentleness and the compassion. So yeah, give yourself this fiery, yeah, I believe in this and I stand for this. And then when you have somebody say something to you, come back with the compassion part of it and explain yourself. So yeah, we can believe in everything and we can have that fiery, masculine, strong, warrior type, but we also have to have that feminine, compassionate, loving, caring sense. So if we combine them, we'd be beautiful. We'd be rock stars, man. We'd have all that balance going on. We'd be strutting our stuff with all our balance, and we'd just have a smile on our face. It's so hard to get there, though, I guess. Change your perception is the last card we got in the Messenger Oracle. And that's a beautiful card. Boy, she's glowing. Golden wings on a pedestal with a golden sword and a mask and a feather around. Let's see what she's got to say. You cannot challenge an outdated perception or one born from a lack of understanding if you are unwilling to put aside your feeling and beliefs and embrace another's point of view. To do so, make you aware of the whole and stands you up on high, where you can see the both parties involved in a dispute can act against an unjust. Both can be right, both can be wrong, and what one may perceive to be harmful may be seen as both healing and beneficial by the other. Yeah, just like I said, we might have the same thoughts on something, but we might have differences of opinion on how to go about that. Like, let's say I'm female and I'm talking to a man, and I'm talking about, let's say, war things, and they're like, "Yeah, uh, we joined the war because we wanted to fight for our country, and we're strong," and da 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 da. And the woman's going, she's using the compassion stuff. Yeah, but should you really go to war because you're hurting people? And it's probably, we're trying to, they're saying what they do. And we're saying, well, we think about it, and maybe I don't know if I want to shoot somebody and go into war. And that would be the compassion part of it. That's the comparison of it. I like those cards. I really like, we have to really embrace feminine and masculine, and that's what everything's telling us. Okay. Now, the Angels and Ancestors Oracle, we got some. And, remember that challenge of perception to stand up and away from things, because we got the eagle, see from a higher perspective. Look at things from a different angle, fly higher and see new possibilities. In animal medicine, both Native American and Celtic, the eagle draws its power and strength from the sun. And we got the sun card. It is a powerful, strong, and courageous guide, which is able to see for miles. It approaches all things with intelligence, grace, and poise, and has the capacity to make a plan from a higher space before putting it into action. When the eagle card appears in a reading, it shows that you have real ability to take things higher and to move beyond the limitations of your ego and your self-desire. Eagle medicine swirls around you, encouraging you to recognize that your views or visions may be limited at this time. Is there a chance that your own deception, needs, or ego could be blocking you from seeing the potential in your current situation? If there are other people involved, you are being guided to see things from everyone's perspective. If you are feeling the need for something to change, how can you take the higher road? Know that if you have intentions that aren't for the highest good, it will only hold you back. Eagle medicine can help you change this. The eagle brings the energy of healing and love directly from the heart of Father Sky and invites you to do all things from a place of love. Yes. That was the same basic message as the perception card and the masculine and feminine, because he would be the strength, she would be the compassion and love. So when you're reacting to something, stand back for a minute and think about, am I reacting masculine and should I react masculine at this time? Or am I reacting feminine and should I react feminine at this time? Those would be trigger moments that you should ask yourself that question. Don't be angry if anger isn't called for. Don't be loving if anger is there. Be strong and be capable, but be loving and compassionate. That's what these cards are telling us. Now, what's interesting about these two cards that come out, we've been talking about the warrior, the perception, the masculine, the feminine. And I keep saying about that. We got the she-wolf, unleash the wild within. My husband loves this card. Now, we got the feminine right here. Let your wild side up and out. Unleash your talents and your desires. She-wolf represents a shamanic archetype, and this illustration is inspired by several cultures. Depicted as half wolf and half woman, she is the alpha female who is not afraid to stand out from the crowd. Or, in this case, pack. She is wild, unfiltered, and unfettered. She encourages you not to be trapped by the limiting factors of weaker members of the pack, or those who are trying to hunt you down because you have gifts that they don't like or understand. She represents the energy of the wild wilderness and the unknown, and encourages you to be free and unchained and go beyond boundaries. Release the animal energy within and track down what you need to do to express your true self. You are being rewild at this time, guided to reconnect with your rebellious heart, the part of you that likes to break boundaries and go beyond them completely. If you've been holding back on your hope or dreams, you're being encouraged to chase after them now. Let the wolf energy within help you track down what direction you want to go in. And don't let any traps or hunters get in the way of your freedom or your growth. The life you want is here. I love that card because, if we have too much feminine and don't have the she wolf, she is pulling out the wild inside and pulling out the masculine of not caring. She has probably the love and compassion within, but this is her masculine side, her warrior side, her she wolf side, her wild side. And we got the warrior, be fearless and strong. And we've got the masculine now. So we have the feminine as the she wolf and the masculine as the warrior. Don't back down. Make your opinions heard. Don't settle for second best. I'm going to say right now what this is saying. This is what I'm getting. I'm getting a channeled message. We have the masculine and feminine, and we're trying to balance that out. And as we just said, we have the strength of the masculine, and we have the love and compassion of the feminine. Challenge your perception. We have to challenge our perception and see which trait we're using, the masculine or feminine, at the time we have it and when we need it. Because the eagle is flying high and it's looking at a different angle of the perception of the situation. That is what she and the warrior is telling us. Women have a tendency to not pull that she wolf out. We're all love and compassion and gentleness. And if we are using the feminine and we are not pulling out any of the masculine and seeing from a higher perception, and we're not pulling the she wolf out, that could be a dangerous situation for a woman that is all compassion and all love and has no she wolf in her, because that's the strength that the woman has inside of her. Women have the strength too. They just don't show it as much as men. Okay, so we have the warrior, inspired by the Maria, the indigenous people of the Aritoria, New Zealand. This card summons the warrior within. A warrior is anyone who is ready and willing to know themselves and do what needs to be done in order to get where they want to be. In this deck, the warrior embodies fierce primal love. The warrior within, the energy you can call on to protect yourself, even if you don't think you love yourself. If you are exposed to a situation that could be harmful or dangerous, the step you take to protect yourself are, in fact, acts of fierce love. The warrior within is made of light and has the capacity to shine even more brilliantly when facing darkness head on. If you're experiencing fear at this time, know that this means whatever is going on, is important to you. Whenever you feel fear, you are on the verge of something big, perhaps a massive breakthrough that is going to really help you move forward. If you have a situation on your hands where you have to face someone or something that's been unsettling you, know that you are being guided to call up your inner warrior. Don't falter and don't be frightened, because you have the energy to protect yourself now and at all times. I'm thinking that with the she wolf and the warrior and the eagle and the masculine and feminine and the perception all appearing, we really need to balance those two energies out, because if we don't use the she wolf and we don't use the masculine, we can be taken advantage of. So We got a surprising visitor today in the cards. We got the Gateway of Light activation, and we have Thoth light codes. Light initiation, great teacher awakening, and divine magic. And we've been getting the divine magic. We've been getting the divine card all over the place. Thoth also is Thoth is an ancient Egyptian ibis headed teacher of writing, divine magic, and the moon. Acknowledged as the sacred scribe who created writing, he is considered to be a great mind behind the Egyptian universe. It is said he was the priest king of Atlantis and was dedicated to leading the Atlantean people in a loving way that was firm but fair. However, no matter how hard he tried to direct them, many of them didn't obey the spiritual laws of the universe, which inevitably led to the end of their civilization. The gateway takes you to a space where you can connect with the energetic frequency that Thoth carries. As a master teacher of the stars, he holds space for you to connect with some of your greatest gifts from this lifetime and the many others you've lived. Thoth's primary teaching is spiritual integrity, and he's working alongside a powerful congregation of evolved souls, the ascendant Atlanteans, to guide those who are ready to increase their awareness. He specializes in helping those who are finding it difficult to make spiritual progress, to rise above the aspects of their life that are holding them back, and he helps awaken the teacher within. You are blessed to connect with Thoth. You are going through a powerful set of light initiations at this time, and these are preparing you to lead and teach from a powerful space of love. In order to complete the process, there will be a release of old ideas and limiting stories. But this is necessary for you to connect with the true power within you. Don't be concerned by the intensity of the energies that surround you right now. Facing shadow parts of yourself and your story is essential for connecting with divine magic, and evolved beings of light are there to lead the way. If you have any concerns or fears at this time, know that when fear gets loud, it's because you're on the cusp of something extremely powerful. I love that card, and I completely agree. Thoth was an amazing teacher, and he's teaching us some amazing things right now. Saint Germain, Violet Flame, Alchemy, release the old, make way for the new. We are releasing old. We've got a lot of release the old cards today, and look at the magic he has around him. What a beautiful, beautiful card. The Count of Saint Germain was an 18th century European adventurist and alchemist. During his life on Earth, it is said that he rubbed shoulders with some of the most elite members of European society, but his background was shrouded in mystery. All of our backgrounds are probably shrouded in mystery from all the lives we've had. He was acknowledged to be a man of miracles because he was a noted alchemist and magician and apparently never aged. He claimed to be over 500 years old, though most likely this was a joke. He was known for giving public demonstrations of magic illusions and telepathy, and was probably a member of the Rosicrucian order. Rumor has it that even though he moved in highly influential circles, he probably felt like an outsider because he was an intelligent or an illegitimate child. Thus, from the heavenly realms, he helped those who called on him to find their place in the world. He is also associated with a spiritual energy called the violet flame, which can be invoked to aid transmission. You are in a powerful vortex of transmutation and change. The violet flame of transformation is with you, and all that has felt heavy, overwhelming, and dark is being transformed into opportunities for growth and freedom. Past traumas are now being cleared from your energy. And if you are concerned about how to move forward, know that willingness is enough and the universe will take care of the rest. Surrender and release the old, the past, and all that no longer serves you. In order for the new to enter your life, you must make the energetic space to welcome it in. Know that what has happened to you will never define you. and that you have the ability to surmount all that has held you back. This is a time of alchemy where you take what feels like lead and turn it into gold, or in your case, health, wealth, and loving connections with others. This was a really good reading. Thoth and the Emerald Tablet and the Halls of Amenti and the Atlanteans and everything that we have been going through is teaching us amazing things right now. I am going to try to come back maybe tonight because, oh, by the way, we had a lot of nines today. And the spiritual growth was the message I got, and we are experiencing spiritual awakening. So that was the message that I got today, a secret message that I channeled because we got so many nines and I wanted to channel the nines. So that is, I might, you know what, if I'm not doing anything tonight and hubby's sacked out because he's been a carpenter all day, I'll come on and we'll chit chat. We'll have midnight coffee, maybe. We'll see what happens. But if not, we'll have Easy Like Sunday morning tomorrow, and we'll see where the cards are going to go. I hope that everybody's working on themselves. We have a lot of work to do. It's going to get really hairy. We have to stay in our own lane. We have to work on ourselves, and we have to start loving ourselves more. We are all unique and beautiful people, and we can't walk around trying to be like somebody else because you will never be somebody else. You are you. So now that we had coffee, cards, and it's suddenly Saturday, may I love everybody. And you know what? May every step in your journey be magical. And you know what? Just be you. Cheers to you and your spiritual journey. I love you all.